I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird.
Beloved VTuber artist confessed to actual crime live and destroyed his career.
Hey, yo.
The thumbnail, Eshua with a minor twice. Okay. 40 years old. Okay. Damn.
It was late June 2025 when a single tweet set the VTuber community on edge. From Korikori, a name that needs little introduction in Japan's entertainment world, Korikori isn't just a gossip streamer, he's Japan's most notorious expose YouTuber. Known for his sensationalist style and massive live streams, he's built a reputation for—
Wait, I actually know this drama. Like, believe it or not, yesterday the Twitter algorithm, the Japanese side of Twitter, pushed it into my algorithm.
getting insider information directly from VTubers, musicians, and public figures themselves. He's exposed major music producers like Yab, which worked with Niji Sanji, and was a key source behind the very public divorce of Mafu Mafu and Mikeneko. And he also played a major role in the Rushia Ruha scandal that led to one of Hololive's most infamous terminations. So
Wait. So was he involved in like the whole weirdness that Rushia was doing? That VTuber who had her like VTuber merch as like the wedding bands? Okay.
So, when Korikori tweeted that night, people paid attention. At tonight, 11 p.m., he wrote, "Live broadcast. I will make accusations related to former Hololive member Minato Aqua." One sentence. That's all it took to set the VTuber world on fire. To understand why fans were so alarmed, you have to understand who Minato Aqua is, or rather, who she was. Minato Aqua was one of Hololive's top stars. After 6 years as part of Hololive, her graduation on August 28, 2024 sent shockwaves through the community. She was a foundational member, a fan favorite, and for many, one of the faces of Hololive itself. But her story didn't end there. Just 2 months—
I'm assuming Hololive Japan, right? I don't really know much about the Japanese Hololive.
later—
Wait, when did she debut? I'm assuming a pretty long time ago.
I think she was one of the first few generations.
Okay.
Yeah.
On October 27th, 2024, Aqua returned. She redebuted under a new identity, Sakuna Yuki, and her comeback livestream shattered records, with over 300,000 live viewers tuning in simultaneously. A level of attention most VTubers can only dream of. So when Korikori named her in his tweet, fans immediately feared the worst. Would he expose something from her past, reveal personal details she had kept hidden, or was he about to drop a scandal connected to Hololive itself? Soon after, Korikori issued his second announcement. Starting at 10:45 p.m., a live broadcast of dark news on Kick, Hololive, Minato Aqua, Sakuna Yuki's case. 3 names: Aqua, Hololive, Sakuna Yuki, and a warning: dark news. Fans were left to speculate. Theories spread like wildfire. After all, Korikori streams have a history of not just reporting news, but changing careers or ending them. When the livestream finally begun, the truth stunned even Korikori's regular viewers. It wasn't Aqua, it wasn't Yuki, it wasn't Hololive, but it was someone deeply connected to all of them. Her illustrator, a respected artist named Gao. And what Korikori revealed that night would end his career. This is—
The illustrator is the predator? The one that was working with all those VTubers?
More specifically, that VTuber and Hololive.
Oh my god.
Is the story of the Gao scandal. Korikori began the central portion of his stream by calling the alleged victim directly. She joined the call live. Her tone was quiet, oddly casual, but her statements were unsettling. She explained that their relationship began when she was 14 years old. After replying to Gao's tweets, he contacted her through direct messages. From there, they played Splatoon together, grew close over regular calls, and after just a few months between August—
Wait, so she was 14. What age was the artist at that point?
and October, she was the one who suggested they meet in person. She traveled to Gao's home, she stayed overnight, and their relationship turned physical. At the time, she said she believed Gao was single. She told Korikori directly, "At the time, I didn't know he was married." Only after they began meeting, she explained, did Gao reveal the truth. He told her he was separated from his wife and that his child, who was in elementary school, lived with the wife separately. He himself was living with a girlfriend. Initially, he had claimed to the victim that the apartment apartment was simply a rented workspace. In reality, she discovered that he was living there with his girlfriend, whom he introduced to her after she arrived.
Wait, so he's married but separate. He has a child, but he also has a whole different home with his current girlfriend where he brings over a 14-year-old.
This revelation came only after she had already visited his home and stayed there. In other words, while Gao was still legally married and had a child, he was living full-time with a different partner, his girlfriend, at the apartment where he invited the victim, all the while having an affair with a minor. Despite this,
Oh my god. Oh, okay, this is dark. Yeah, no, this is dark. Holy hell. What the hell? Married dude has a child, separated, lives with another girlfriend in a new place, but has an affair with a 14-year-old child.
she said she wanted to keep seeing him, but Gao eventually blocked her, cutting off contact, a detail he would later confirm himself. Yet, their story wasn't over. Years later, they reconnected online without even realizing it. Gao, using a different account under a different name, contacted her again. She herself was using a different name and appearance, notably, she had changed her hair. For 2 years, they
Wait, they split up. They didn't know each other and they started the whole thing again? This is some Hollywood shit here, right here.
talked regularly, mostly through calls. According to her, Gao did not recognize that she was the same girl from years earlier. In May 2025, when she turned 17, they met again in person. Even then, she said Gao still didn't realize who she was. She explained that Gao told her he was divorced and single, and believing him, she agreed to meet. They went to a hotel, resumed a physical relationship, and begun dating again.
Please tell me that he's recognized themselves like each other at that point after meeting each other again. Like what? This is just so
But
confusing.
the relationship didn't last. Around June, Gao told her he couldn't forget his ex-girlfriend and broke up with her. She also revealed that while dating her, Gao had been seeing his ex behind her back. Then, one of the most disturbing details, she revealed that she had a 5-hour recording of conversations between herself and Gao. At that point, Korikori asked her directly, "So, you're exposing him now because he dumped you?" And she replied, "Honestly, yes."
Oh damn. Okay. I mean, at least she's on it. Like he did do something bad when she was 14. So like cannot really hate her for that. But okay, so she knew who he was. He couldn't remember her.
Korikori acknowledged her motive but stressed to viewers, even though your reason isn't pure, this guy's dangerous. He warned that Gao could have targeted others. Korikori then explained that Gao was not only a VTuber illustrator but also known for creating adult doujinjis. Some of those works, Korikori
What are doujinjis? Does anyone know what a doujinji is?
Based on context clue of what Rima just pulled up, I'm assuming it's like hentai shit.
Comic? Okay.
suggested may have been inspired by real-life encounters. He posed to explain for viewers unfamiliar with VTuber culture. For those unaware, in VTuber culture, the artist who draws the avatar is called the Papa. In this case, from this guy, Minato's Aqua's illustrator. Finally, Korikori revealed that Gao had also leaked confidential information.
Yeah, like in the VTuber scene, your riggers and your artists are your mama or papa, and like they're basically your parent and you are their child. Yeah, those are the terms in VTuber space.
In private calls. This included unannounced anime collaborations and behind-the-scene details about the VTubers he worked with. But just as the story seemed to reach its peak, something unexpected happened. Gao himself appeared in Korikori's stream chat. Without hesitation, Korikori invited him into the call. Moments later, Gao's voice was heard live. What followed was no longer just testimony, it was confrontation. Korikori questioned Gao directly. He asked why Gao had blocked him earlier. Gao admitted he did so to avoid being flamed by him. Then, Korikori asked him the central question. Is it true you had a relationship with this girl when she was underage? And Gao simply replied, yes, that's true. Just like this, he admitted.
Okay, I mean, you cannot really praise him for being honest because he did something bad, but at the same time, he's not hiding it, which like is I don't know. This is so messy. Jail. What is the? I hate that we even have to bring up the age of consent in a country. What is the age of consent in Japan? 16. Yes, he committed an actual crime. Age of consent in Japan is 16. She was 14.
Jail.
Yep. Yep. Why is he not in jail then?
To everything. Kori followed up. Seriously, and was she the only one? And Gao answered, no. There's one more. When asked if the other girl was famous, Gao said, no, she's just a regular person. Kori also asked whether Gao had ever pretended to be a female online. Gao simply replied, I didn't try to act female, but I kept my gender ambiguous. Then came one of the most surreal moments of the stream. Kori asked the victim when she had told Gao that she was the same girl from years earlier. She explained that she had only told him during their breakup call that day. Kori reacted in disbelief. Today? You said I'm the same girl from when I was 14? And she confirmed yes. When asked why she didn't reveal her identity sooner, she said simply, I missed the right timing. Basically, it was only after Gao ended their second relationship that the victim finally decided to reveal the truth. He had never even realized it before. Insane. And although she had previously told Kori
that definitely is crazy. At this point, is she 18 or is she like underage still? Rima did mention it was years later.
Kori about her story years ago. It was only now that she gave Kori permission to tell her story publicly. And during Kori's stream, Gao himself confirmed this sequence of events. Kori then asked her what she wanted from Gao now. Her response was direct. I want him to apologize for hiding his marriage, cheating, and I hope this prevents more victims. Kori replayed her words to Gao. Can you apologize for that? Gao replied, yes, I'm truly sorry for hiding my marriage and for what I did. Kori then asked if she planned to report him to the police. She answered, I'm thinking about it. I plan to discuss it with my parents. Turning to Gao, Kori asked, what's your plan? Do you intend to take responsibility? And Gao responded, as an illustrator, I think it's going to be impossible for me to continue. I'm considering retiring. When Kori commented, even though you're talented, Gao replied, I've betrayed the VTubers I work with. I probably can't be involved in this industry anymore. Then Kori
especially considering how seriously people take this in Japan. Like, I'm talking about like the VTuber scene. There's gonna be a lot of people pissed at him.
Kori encouraged the victim to work with her mother and consider legal action. She revealed that during the stream itself, she had messaged her mother, telling her what had happened. Her mother replied, thank you for having the courage to tell me. Kori then reassured her and emphasized that reporting to the police was the correct next step. At another point during the confrontation, Kori even asked Gao how he intended to take responsibility for what had happened. And Gao responded that if the victim did file a police report, he would turn himself in. As the stream neared its end, Kori addressed his viewers directly. This wasn't just an internet controversy, this was a criminal case. And Gao, beyond his confession on the stream, made no public statement on social media. Kori reminded viewers that what happened next would depend entirely on whether the victim filed a police report. And yet, as serious as Gao's admissions were, the story wasn't over, because equally troubling revelations were still to come. At this point in Kori's stream, the situation was obviously no longer just a scandal, it was potentially a criminal case. In 2023,
I don't think it's just potential criminal case. He was having an affair with a 14-year-old child, and he publicly admitted, you have your crime and you have your evidence. How is it just potential?
Japan officially raised its national minimal age of consent from 13 to 16 years old.
Oh, hold on.
Wait.
Up until 2023, the age of consent was 13, and that's when they had the affair when she was 14. So they had the affair before they passed the new age of consent.
Bro, ain't no way.
Is he like slipping through the cracks because of the technicality? Why is the age of consent 13 in the first place?
Ending a law that had remained unchanged for more than a century and was long criticized as among the lowest in developed world, according to reporting from NPR. This legal reform was part of a broader overhaul of Japan's outdated laws related to violence. However, that national standard doesn't reflect the whole legal picture. Each of Japan's 47 prefectures can enforce stricter protections through local regulations. In prefectures like Tokyo, for example, the age of consent is effectively raised to 18 years old under the
that's
so-called
good.
obscenity ordinance
Yeah.
designed to protect minors from exploitation. In this case, the victim mentioned working at a maid cafe in Kansai and stated that Gao lived nearby. Their apartments were reportedly just 3 minutes apart. Kansai encompasses major prefectures like Osaka, Kyoto, and Hyogo. While exact prefectural laws vary, many parts of Kansai have similar strict protections. Under Japan's Child Welfare Act, engaging in any intimate relationship with a person under 18 years old, unless legally married with parental approval, is considered a punishable offense. And in this situation, there was no gray area. Gao was approximately 40 years old.
He's 40. Was he 40 when he had an affair with a 14-year-old? And because of the area law, he did commit a crime. How do you at 40 years old go, yeah, I'm gonna date a 14-year-old?
The girl was just 14 at the time of their first physical encounter. According to NPR, under the 2023 reforms, any physical relationship involving someone aged 13 to 15 becomes a crime if the adult involved is 5 or more years older.
That is
Well.
interesting. because
So regardless.
because they had decades of difference. That is robbing the cradle literally.
Gao exceeded that threshold by nearly 3 decades. When we lay this against the timeline revealed in Korikori's stream, the severity becomes even clearer. Their first relationship began when she was 14, likely in late 2021 or 2022, and their second physical meeting happened in May 2025 when she was still a legal minor. And Gao himself
He went after the same minor twice. He committed the same crime with the same minor twice without even recognizing her. Is this man stupid?
At this point, I feel like how? How do you not remember someone?
One, how do you not remember someone? 2, you committed the same crime with the same person without recognizing the person.
Yep.
This sounds so wild. It almost sounds made up.
acknowledged the gravity of what he'd done. On stream, he stated that if she went to the police, he'd turn himself in. This was almost certainly a violation of Japan's child protection laws, and everyone watching Korikori stream that night understood that. But as serious as Gao's confessions already were, there was more, and the next accusations were of an equally dark nature. Partway through the stream, Korikori revealed a new layer to the story, one that blurred the line between fiction and real-life harm. It turned out that Gao's work as an illustrator wasn't limited to safe commercial projects. He was also known for creating adult doujinjis, self-published manga with explicit content. And according to the victim, some of those works weren't entirely fictional. During the stream, Korikori questioned Gao directly. "You've confirmed that you used the victim's ex-girlfriend's name as a character in your doujinji, right?" Gao's answer was simple: yes, intentionally. But the situation was worse than that.
Wait. Whose ex's name did he used his ex's name in the adult anime manga?
Korikori revealed that Gao had previously used a different underage girl he had dated 5 to 6 years earlier as inspiration.
Wait, so he dated another underage one and used her as material for his adult anime manga. This is disturbing.
For one of his adult doujinshi works. The link was discovered when readers noticed that a character either shared the same name or a very similar one to the real girl. For everyone listening, the implication was,
You know how like serial killers have like signature stuff and they drop little hints and clues because like they want to play the whole cat and mouse game? That's how he's acting.
deeply disturbing. Gao hadn't just drawn fictional stories. He had used real people, real minors, mind you, as material for adult works. And the breaches of trust didn't stop there. Korikori also disclosed that Gao had leaked confidential information about the VTubers he worked with, including Aqua herself. During conversations with the victim, Gao reportedly shared Aqua's actual age when she debuted in Hololive, something never publicly revealed. He also disclosed personal details about Aqua's dealings with Cover Corporation, and according to the victim, Gao said Cover wanted Aqua to sign a non-compete contract, preventing her from debuting immediately as Sakuna Yuki after her Hololive graduation. Aqua allegedly had resisted. By this point, the scandal wasn't just about Gao's personal relationships anymore. It was about betrayal. Betrayal of the fans, betrayal of the VTuber talents who trusted him, and betrayal of an industry that had once viewed him as a respected artist. The revelations had reached their end, but Gao's downfall had only just begun. The reactions from fans and industry circle was immediate and devastating. Gao wasn't just any illustrator. He was a beloved figure both inside and outside of Hololive. Minato Aqua herself.
Yeah, even I followed him. This is not something I expected to see, like genuinely. I'm baffled. Like, I know for a fact a lot of people who are either getting into art or making VTuber models like I did. We actually looked up to his artwork.
Had spoken about him in high regard. For many fans, he was part of her identity. After all, he had designed both her Aqua and her Yuki model. The revelation that someone so trusted, so admired, could be at the center of such serious allegations left the VTuber community.
I mean, I think it just shows like anyone is capable of anything. Like, don't look up to people too much. Like, people will disappoint you. And it's just a matter of fact.
Yep.
And matter of time. Never look up to anyone, especially on the internet. I'm just wondering how much worse can it get, because we're done only with half.
Stunned. On social media, the mood was a mix of disbelief, anger, and heartbreak. Sakuna Yuki's fans, Aqua's reincarnation, rallied around her, but the atmosphere was heavy. People weren't just upset, they were lost. They were confused. Many fans, especially those who had followed Aqua's careers for years, didn't know how to process the betrayal. Even other artists who once worked alongside Gao publicly shared their sadness and confusion. Some clung to the faint hope that the person who joined Korikori's stream wasn't really him, but with Gao confirming the accusations live and even apologizing directly to the victim, denial felt like grasping at shadows. Many viewers agreed that Korikori's stream did at least one important thing. He convinced the victim to tell her mother and consider going to the police. And yet, even that moment was uncomfortable. Korikori had shown the private message the victim sent her mother live on stream, a move some saw as sensationalism, others as necessary evidence. At this point, public opinion was nearly unanimous. People weren't waiting to see if the accusations were true. They were waiting to see what Gao would do next. His silence on social media was deafening. And for fans, collaborators, and even casual followers, there was only one word that echoed through the community: betrayal. Following Korikori's exposed stream, the VTuber community was holding its breath. Everyone was waiting to see what Yuki Sakuna would do. After all, her name was now attached to this controversy more than anyone else's. While Gao was...
Which really sucks. It sucks that she's attached to it because she didn't do anything wrong.
VTubing and vibing, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like she was just dragged into this whole mess without knowing anything, without doing anything, just existing. I hope her fans could separate the art from the artist. It just really sucks for her.
As a respected illustrator within industry circles, illustrators themselves rarely carried the public recognition of influencers or talents. But Korikori's stream had changed that. By framing the situation around Minato Aqua, now reincarnated as Yuki Sakuna, the scandal had pulled her directly into the center of the storm. But Yuki Sakuna acted quickly. Just one day after Korikori's livestream on June 30, 2025, she addressed the situation indirectly through a tweet to her 628 300,000 followers. Her message was subtle but telling. I'm currently making adjustments regarding future activities, and I'll let you know as soon as things are finalized. Due to scheduling, there are some work announcements coming up soon, and I'd be happy if you could warmly support those. Thank you for understanding. But it wasn't long before she made a formal announcement. On July 2nd, 2025, Sakuna released an official statement that addressed the situation directly. She would no longer be working with Gao. In response to the confirmation of inappropriate behavior by the illustrator, we have decided to refrain from using illustration in the future. However, we make exceptions for recent work that is already in progress. After discussing the matter with the client, please understand this in advance. I own the rights to the character design and will continue to work on them. On the other hand, we are currently in careful discussions regarding the visuals to be used in the live broadcast, including the use of a new illustrator. Although this is a sudden announcement, we would like to continue our activities as usual, so we would appreciate if you could keep a warm eye.
Okay, so basically what happened was they made like a general basic business decision because, and I'm gonna remind people again, this costs a lot of money. This is an actual financial investment to get all of this done in one go for a debut.
Yeah.
It's a really huge financial investment. I'm not talking 1-2 grand. I'm talking about thousands.
Talking about tens of thousands here.
We hope you will continue to support Sakuna Yuki in the future. The message was professional, calm, but unmistakably firm. Sakuna was cutting ties. In an industry where silence is often the norm, her swift decision to publicly distance herself from Gao sent a clear message. This was not something she could ignore. And then Yuki Sakuna went live to address the controversy. But this wasn't her usual upbeat stream. Her tone was serious, her background was minimal. She even joked that her setup looked like an old school Nico Nico broadcast, but the humor faded quickly. She got straight to the point. For those who had been following her updates on Twitter, she said the situation was probably obvious by now, but for everyone else, she explained her illustrator, the man responsible for her character design, had done something terribly serious. And now the consequences were public. Sakuna confirmed what many fans had feared. She stated that she and her team had urgently suspended the use of Gao's illustrations. She described the scandal as big news, admitting that it had caused chaos behind the scenes, saying things had been extremely difficult. But what stood out the most was her raw honesty. Sakuna openly admitted her shock and frustration, saying,
本当に何にも知らんくて、いやびっくりした。まあ、思うことはいっぱいあるよ。正直ね、何やってんだおバカって思ったよ。
She described how overwhelming it felt when the scandal erupted.
本当に私のね、目線から見るともう一夜にして街が吹き飛んだ感じなのよ。起きたら世紀末だったみたいな。本当それぐらいの感覚なの。一体何があったんだってばよ。
Then came something no one expected. She hinted at the financial damage caused by the scandal.
いつかね、まあお金の面とかでも出したいもんね。ビビるよ。とんでもないよ。正直。マジでびっくりすると思う。
But it wasn't just
So, okay, that means there are things that they had to cancel and it was just a financial loss.
Yep.
Wow.
Probably ran away with the money.
I don't think he ran away with the money. It's the way it sounds more like they just went, you know what? Whatever you already finished, cool. Do not even deliver us the rest.
Yep.
Just, we don't want any contact with you.
just about money, it was about powerlessness. She explained to viewers,
私にどうにかできる問題とどうにもできない問題があって、私だけがじゃあ損害を被るだけならいいのよ。その損害を受け入れてってなってくるんだけど、もっと大きな規模感の会社さんとかが関わってくると、その会社さんの判断とかもあったりするわけ。
and then came the moment
Oh.
fans had been dreading, her plans for the future. Sakuna confirmed that a
Was she hinting at that Hololive might be taking action or something?
But she's not part of Hololive anymore.
Yeah.
redesign was likely coming, but she wasn't too sure on it yet.
デザインというか、ちょっと、変わるかなと。リデザインという形で、2バージョンを考えています。イラストレーターさんは、多分それ それ違うかも。
Yet, despite everything, Sakuna took time to thank everyone who had supported her. She said that industry colleagues, friends, and fans had helped her get through what she described as the hardest period of her career. Near the end of her stream, she issued one last warning to fans.
変な情報を鵜呑みにしないでください。それを拡散しないでください。確証のない情報を。どれが本当でどれが嘘かはね、しっかり見極めて。
And finally, she reassured everyone that this wouldn't be the end for her. Even after losing a trusted illustrator, even after public betrayal, she promised to keep moving forward. And just like that,
I mean, yeah, like it absolutely blows that she's losing her finances because of this, but she will 100% be fine. If anything, like her fans are gonna support her even more.
the fallout reached the official stage. Gao's career wasn't just ending, it was being erased. Because following Korikori's expose, Gao's professional collapse began almost immediately. One by one, companies he had worked with started to distance themselves from him. One of the first was the PC game girls' creation Shoujo Art Tales, published by X-Noah and part of the DMM group. On June 30th, 2025, just a day after the scandal broke, Girls Creation PR issued a public announcement confirming Gao's involvement in their
No one in their right mind will continue working with him.
project. They wasted no time. The statement begun, we are providing information regarding some character designs that have been inquired about. Please check the in-game announcement or the attached images for details. Gao was responsible for the character design for the game. But that wasn't all. In a longer statement posted to their official website, the management acknowledged receiving a wave of inquiries about Gao's involvement, and they admitted they didn't have yet a full understanding of the situation, stating, we do not have a detailed grasp of the situation, but we will continue to confirm the facts. They then confirmed that Gao was no longer working on any ongoing content for the game. However, the most significant part of their announcement came next. Please be aware that there is a possibility that the character designs may change.
Okay, so they're trying to remove anything he worked on, at least slowly.
Good. It sounds like everyone has the same mindset. Scorch earth this motherfucker.
Yeah.
In other words, even characters already in the game could soon be removed or totally redesigned. This announcement triggered a mixed response from players. While many supported the company's decision to distance itself from Gao, others were conflicted. Some fans felt uneasy about losing characters they had come to love simply because of the illustrator's personal behavior. After all, as some pointed out, the characters themselves hadn't done anything wrong. But from the company's perspective, the risk was too clear. Gao's name had become a liability, and Girls Creation PR wasn't taking any chances. For now, his art remained in the game, but his future was uncertain. And yet again, another client prepared to erase him. By early July, yet another major publisher joined the growing list of companies cutting ties with Gao. On July 1st, Kadokawa's Dengenki Bunko, one of Japan's most prestigious light novel publishers, announced that they would be replacing Gao as illustrator for the popular light novel series I'm a Guild Receptionist, but I don't want to work overtime, so I'm going to defeat the boss solo, more commonly known as Gilmasu. The announcement made through their official website was simple and straight to the point. No reason was given for the decision, but for those following the scandal, the timing spoke for itself. Dengeki Bunko stated, we sincerely apologize for all of our devoted readers for the concern caused. We are currently in discussion regarding the illustrator for the new book and the handling of existing books, and we'll make an announcement once a decision has been made. In other words, Gao's replacement was not just for future volumes. Discussions.
How recent is all of this? Like,
July 2nd. I remember a date was thrown in.
okay.
It's like beginning of July.
Were already underway regarding what to do with the existing 8 published volumes, whether to reprint them with new artwork or leave them as they were. Gilmasu wasn't a small or niche title. It had been published since March 2021, had won the gold prize at the 27 Dengenki Novel Prize, and had even received a TV anime adaptation earlier in 2025. For Dengenki Bunko, this was a high-profile series, and removing Gao as its illustrator was not a decision they made lightly. Unlike some small smaller publishers, Kadokawa made no attempt to soften the news. They acted decisively. Another major project, another severed contract, and Gao's reputation fell further into freefall. And then another major blow to his career came from the anime and light novel series Welcome to the Exile's Dinner, one of his most public and recognizable projects. Originally, Gao had been credited as the character designer for both the light novel series and its upcoming TV anime adaptation, but that changed almost overnight. By June 30th,
So yeah, he lost everything. We don't know yet if she will go to the police and press charges, but he is losing everything.
just days after the scandal broke, fans noticed a quiet but deliberate change. On the official website for the anime, the staff credits had been altered. The line reading character design Gao was removed. No explanation, no announcement, just gone. This deletion was later confirmed through archival snapshots from the Wayback Machine, proving that Gao's name had been scrubbed from the official anime site before the first episode even aired. And then on July 2nd, a formal announcement followed from Overlaps Novels, the publisher of the original light novel series. In their official blog post, they stated, "We're currently in discussion regarding the new illustrator and timing of the response, and will provide an update once a decision has been made." They confirmed that not only would future volumes of the light novel use a different illustrator, but even previously published editions of the novels might be reissued with entirely new artwork. In other words, Gao was being removed from both.
No, that's actually mad respect. They're planning to just have the new illustrator just redo the previous stuff. That's time consuming and expensive.
Listen, I got mad respect for these companies right now because you know how much money they had to spend to do all that stuff, and they did it so quickly. They're like, nah, bro, screw that. This dude did a serious crime, disgusting human being. Nah, we out.
Oh, okay. But this also makes me wonder if there was like royalties added in his contract. Like depending on like the sale volume, he would get the royalties if it continues selling. I wonder if that is the reason why they're planning to redraw the previous ones to avoid the royalty situation. That way they don't have to give him even a cent if there's new fans who want to get all of it.
Anime adaptation and the original novels that it was based on. For a series that had captivated readers and was preparing for its anime broadcast, this was no minor adjustment. And for Gao, the message was unmistakable. His name wasn't just being pushed aside, it was being erased. But also he deserved it. And yet Gao's situation continued to worsen as another high-profile project publicly severed ties with him. This time it was the One and No Watson, a new light novel published under Shokakukan's Gagaga Bunko label. The novel wasn't just another release, it had already gained recognition, having won the Excellence Award at the 19th Shokakukan Light Novel Awards. The series, positioned as a contemporary mystery with a unique spin on the detective.
This should like genuinely make people realize how many people looked up to him. Like, just look at the sheer amount and volume of awards and credits he was receiving. How many people actually loved his work.
Genre was expected to be a significant title for the publisher. Originally scheduled for release in July 18th, 2025, the timing couldn't be worse, and Gao was responsible for the character designs and cover art. The novel's future suddenly shifted. On June 30th, the official announcement came, stating the release will be postponed and have a change of illustrator due to the circumstances involving the original illustrator, Gao. They sincerely apologized to everyone who was looking forward to it. Unlike previous projects where Gao's existing work remained for the time being, One and Watson was halted outright. The novel's release was postponed, all illustration tied to Gao was being replaced before the public would ever see them. They wanted none of that, and the publisher acted with a full restart. For Gao, this was the complete shutdown of a title that was supposed to mark the next chapter in his career, and once again, the industry moved on without him. In just a matter of days, Gao's career entirely collapsed. From trusted illustrator to industry pariah, his clients cut ties. His work were...
I'm gonna say it, he's for the streets. And better yet, the courtyard in prison.
Oh, he won't survive in prison.
Japanese, no. Japanese prisons haven't been updated in decades now, so they're still using even old punishments where you have to like sit on those wooden spikes with your knees while water being thrown at you.
Pulled or redesigned, and his online presence disappeared. His Pixiv accounts were closed, his fan
Good.
box was gone, his
Good.
name completely erased. And yet, perhaps the most unsettling part of this entire story is how it even came to light at all. Because if not for one bizarre, almost impossible twist of fate, none of this might have been exposed. By sheer coincidence, Gao unknowingly dated the same minor twice, years apart. He blocked her after both relationships too, and when he broke up with her a second time, she chose to speak out, partially out of anger. And if it had been anyone else that second time, Gao might still be working quietly behind the scenes today. What a chilling thought. But as his career collapsed, one question lingered. What happens next? Japan's legal system has long faced criticism for its handling of sexual crimes, and past cases offer little reassurance. In 2020, for example, Tatsuya Mitsuki, the writer of Act Age, was arrested for molesting schoolgirls. He received a
What?
suspended sentence, 1 year and
How common is that with mangakas in Japan? I'm sorry, what?
6 months. He never served time. Then there's
Oh my
Nobuhiro
God.
Watsuki, the creator of Rurouni Kenshin, who was
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Not. No.
Oh my
No
god.
Maruini Kenshin, lads.
Yeah, I'm never touching it again in my life. It's dead to me. What the hell?
was arrested in 2017 for possession of CP material. His punishment, a fine approximately of $1,900 and a brief
1.9k, that's his punishment.
hiatus from his manga. International
You
sales
didn't know about this? No.
No.
It's not like I sit and Google every day, hey, which mangaka ended up being exposed as a PDF?
of Rurouni Kenshin paused for a time, but ultimately it resumed, and the series
The only thing I daily Google is, hey, which game is coming out?
even received a new anime reboot in 2023. Both cases led to widespread outrage, and yet both creators continued their careers. It's worth noting
Oh
both
my
of these cases
God.
occurred before Japan's landmark legal reforms in 2023, so whether those changes will affect Gao's situation remains to be seen. But at the time of this recording, no formal charges have been confirmed, and Gao himself had issued no public statement beyond his confession during Korikori's stream. But in the court of public opinion, the verdict is clear. His clients are gone, his works are being replaced, and even if the legal system remains uncertain, his career is not. Because in industries built on trust, on parasocial bonds with fans, the loss of public faith is often a harsher sentence than any court could deliver. And for the VTuber world, the anime industry, and fans alike, this story serves as a sobering reminder. Behind every username is a person, and sometimes those people are hiding things far darker than anyone could imagine. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed today's breakdown and want to support the channel,
did
make
not
sure to
enjoy
like
it.
the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so
I love Rima's videos, but I absolutely hated this story. This is so disgusting. How hard is it not to mess with minors? Apparently for them it's super hard. It's so disturbing.
Yeah, fly high. Check it. Spread my wings high, reach the sky. Feathers in the wind, never asking why. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Soaring high, yeah, that's the word. Flying free like you never heard.